World War II, also known as the Second World War, was a global conflict that lasted from 1939 to 1945. It involved the majority of the world's nations, including all the great powers, organized into two opposing military alliances, the Allies and the Axis powers. The war began with a German invasion of Poland in September 1939, which prompted the United Kingdom and France to declare war on Germany. The conflict quickly escalated as Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, launched a series of aggressive military campaigns, conquering much of Europe. The Axis powers, which included Germany, Italy under Benito Mussolini, and later Japan under Emperor Hirohito, aimed to expand their territories and promote their respective ideologies. They sought to establish hegemony and exert control over regions through military conquest and coercion. The prelude to war in the late 1930s. The world stood on the precipice of darkness. Tensions escalated as aggressive regimes emerged, driven by a desire to expand their influence and reshape the global landscape. Battlefield engagements. World War II unfolded across multiple continents, encompassing a wide array of epic battles that defined the era, from the trenches of the Western Front to the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean and the skies over Europe. The theaters of war witnessed intense and pivotal confrontations. The Western Front became synonymous with the harrowing reality of trench warfare, stretching from the English Channel to the Swiss border. Opposing forces dug in, resulting in a static and brutal conflict. Soldiers endured unimaginable hardships, facing constant artillery bombardment, deadly gas attacks, and the ever-present threat of enemy assaults. The battles of Verdun, the Somme, and Normandy's D-Day landing stand as poignant symbols of the sacrifice and determination exhibited by both Allied and Axis forces in the Pacific. Massive naval clashes characterized the war's unfolding drama. The Holocaust and human tragedy. One of the most horrific and tragic events in human history unfolded during World War II, the Holocaust. Nazi Germany, under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, implemented a systematic persecution and genocide that targeted millions of people, primarily focusing on Jewish communities. The enormity of the atrocities committed during this period serves as a haunting reminder of the depths of human cruelty and the consequences of unchecked hatred. The Holocaust began with the marginalization and discrimination of Jewish people through the implementation of anti-Semitic laws. As the war progressed, the Nazi regime escalated their persecution, forcibly segregating Jews from society, stripping them of their rights and confining them to ghettos. These ghettos, characterized by overcrowding, deprivation, and constant surveillance, became the precursor to a more sinister plan. The World War II, also known as the Second World War, was a global conflict that lasted from 1939 to 1945. It involved the majority of the world's nations, including all the great powers, organized into two opposing military alliances, the Allies and the Axis powers. The war began with a German invasion of Poland in September 1939, which prompted the United Kingdom and France to declare war on Germany. The conflict quickly escalated as Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, launched a series of aggressive military campaigns, conquering much of Europe. The Axis powers, which included Germany, Italy under Benito Mussolini, and later Japan under Emperor Hirohito, aimed to expand their territories and promote their respective ideologies. They sought to establish hegemony and exert control over regions through military conquest and coercion. Legacy and lessons learned. World War II's impact on the world was profound and far-reaching. It reshaped global power dynamics, led to the establishment of new international institutions, and left an indelible mark on humanity's collective consciousness. The lessons learned from this devastating conflict continue to shape our world and inform our actions. One of the most significant legacies of World War II was the reconfiguration of global power structures. The war marked the decline of colonial empires and the rise of new superpowers, namely the United States and the Soviet Union. It set the stage for the Cold War, a period of intense ideological rivalry and geopolitical tension. The bipolar world order that emerged from the war would shape international relations for decades to come. In the aftermath of the war, the international community recognized the need for collective security, and the prelude narrator. Our story begins in the late 1930s, a time when the world was on the brink of darkness. The clouds of war loomed ominously over the horizon as tensions escalated and nations found themselves entangled in a web of conflicting ideologies. The aggressive expansionist policies of fascist regimes such as Nazi Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, and fascist Italy under Benito Mussolini, threatened the stability of the international order in Germany. Hitler's rise to power in 1933 marked the beginning of a period of radical transformation. The Nazis pursued an aggressive agenda seeking to dominate Europe and establish their Aryan supremacy. Hitler's militarization of the economy, violations of international treaties, and relentless persecution of minority groups set the stage for a cataclysmic confrontation. Meanwhile, in Asia, Imperial Japan sought to expand its empire through aggressive, the thundering storm narrator. As the war ignited divided the world became a battleground, and the clash of arms reverberated across continents, from the trenches to the skies, from the desolate plains to the unforgiving seas. Of ours, men and women faced the tempest head-on. The trenches and the muddy trenches that scarred the landscapes of Europe. Soldiers endured unimaginable hardships. They battled the relentless enemy onslaught, living in constant fear of artillery barrages and facing the horrors of chemical warfare. Heroes in the Shadows. Narrator. Amidst the darkness of war, the world witnessed a tapestry of extraordinary heroism, woven by ordinary individuals thrust into extraordinary circumstances. These unsung heroes, often operating in the shadows, displayed unwavering courage, resilience, and compassion that defied the odds, and left an indelible mark on the history. Resistance movements in occupied territories across Europe. Courageous men and women formed resistance movements determined to undermine the oppressive regimes that had seized power through acts of sabotage, intelligence gathering, and clandestine operations. These brave individuals risked their lives to disrupt enemy activities, provide aid to the persecuted, and keep hope alive in the hearts of their fellow countrymen. A Special Operations Executive (SOE) in Britain. The Special Operations Executive was established with a singular purpose: to conduct the power of unity. Narrator. World War II stands as a testament to the remarkable power of unity in the face of immense adversity. It was a time when nations set aside their difference and transcended barriers of language, culture, and race, and joined forces for a shared cause: the preservation of freedom, democracy, and the defeat of tyranny. The Allies. The formation of the Allied powers brought together a diverse group of nations, including the United States, the Soviet Union, Great Britain, Canada, Australia, and many others. Despite their varying backgrounds and political ideologies, these nations recognized the common threat posed by the Axis powers and rallied together to confront it. Lend-Lease Act. The Lend-Lease Act, enacted by the United States in 1941, further exemplified the power of unity. Through this program, the U.S. provided vital military aid, including weapons, supplies, and resources to Allied. Conclusion. As we bring our journey through World War II to a close, it is crucial to remember and honor the brave souls who endured the crucible of war. Their stories, forever etched in the annals of history, serve as a poignant reminder of the triumph of the human spirit and the enduring power of unity. The courageous soldiers. We pay tribute to the soldiers who faced unimaginable horrors on the front lines, fighting for their countries and for the principles they held dear. Their unwavering courage, resilience, and selflessness in the face of great danger will forever be remembered and revered. The unsung heroes. Alongside the soldiers, we acknowledge the unsung heroes who labored in the shadows, making invaluable contributions to the war effort, from the resistance fighters who defied oppressive regimes to the code breakers, medics, and civilians who risked their lives to save others. Their acts of